Well, well, well. Looky, looky. What we got here today? What we got here today? There it is. The infamous Blanton's single barrel in the building. Bottle at 46.5%. Very odd percentage, but it is what it is. You see it. You see them right here. Jockey on top. They have the very infamous bottle, as you can see. But this is the last shot, so I'm going to go ahead and retire this guy right here and get him on out there, take him out of his misery right here. Blanton's for review today. Let's go. What's up, y'all? I'm back at it again. Drams on deck. Blanton's is in the building today. This right here, I should just go ahead and say, it's a very, very known common bottle in the whiskey game. This right here is a very, to me, it's the shape of a like a little small bomb. Has a jockey top. And to my knowledge, there's 8 different tops. So there's different expressions, and they have different ones. So I don't know all of what specific bottles or bottle numbers have the different tops. But to my knowledge, there's 8 different tops, and you put them all together, it's part of a race. So this right here is a staple in the bourbon collection. I think this one right here is well known, and it also should be one of the very first bourbons that came out with single barrel. So this is actually my second bottle of Blanton's. And so this one right here, we're going to do the review, man. This is under the Buffalo Trace collection. They have this. They also have a barrel finish one, which is pretty much a barrel strain. I've never had that one. They have a Blanton's Gold. So there's like maybe 3 different expressions. The only Blanton's I've ever had is this one. So the other ones are very hard to find. A lot of them are, you only going to see them like overseas or something of that nature. So even though this is not something you're always going to see everywhere. I think the normal MSRP retail price for this is roughly around $60. However, depending upon where you live at, you ain't going to find it for $60. I, for example, did not find it for $60. I live in Southern California. Second market out here is crazy. So I pretty much paid $60 plus $100 more is what I paid for this. So it's crazy. But, you know, I just want to add it to the collection, and I did. So now that I know that, you know, if you go somewhere, just so you know, if you go somewhere, and if you see a bottle of this for the retail price, it's definitely an awesome buy. If at that price, if you can find it, that is. So anyway, I've had this bottle probably about the better part of 6 to 8 months. I got it early this year at my local store. I happened to see it there. I said, all right, I'll just pick it up. So for that price, I overpaid absolutely, but it was a one-time thing for me. I was like, let's do it. So here we are. So it's on this last leg. Figured I'd do a review, and let's go. Blanton's right here. Right here on his nose. Let's see what we got. Before we do that, let me look at this color right here. Nice little, my carrying class, nice little caramel, light caramel, apple juice, light gold color. And this right here is a rye mash bill. I think it's, I remember at least, I don't know the exact percentage, but it should be at least 15% rye base. So among other things. So, but anyway, it is mostly it has as a base the rye. So I prefer to I'm more of a wheater than a rye person, just to put it out there. But hey, there's an exception to every rule. So that being said, let's jump on his nose. Let's see what we got. Picking up some oak, vanilla. Has a very, very pretty nice nose, actually, believe it or not. Picking up some little, very faint hint of some spice, maybe caramel, allspice, a little nutmeg. But sweet oak, vanilla, and that spice is what I pick up more than anything else. And this, like I said, this one is bottled at 94, as I was, 93 proof. So it's a little bit, it's above the standard 40, but it's not quite barrel proof. So it's kind of in the middle. So I like my whiskeys 50% or preferably higher. This isn't quite 50, but you know, at least it's above 40 or 43. So it's above the standard. But yes, vanilla, sweet oak, spice. pretty nice. It's not overbearing. When you stick your nose in it, just doesn't knock you out with alcohol smell. So, like I said, pretty pleasant. Very light. All right, that said, without further ado, let's jump on this palate. The first sip sensitizes my tongue. Second sip is when I like to go in on it. That being said, let me jump on this thing one more time. Just one more time. One more sip. Hold on now. Has some similarities on the palate. Definitely pick up that oak. Pick up a little bit of vanilla. And some spice. Probably, like I said, allspice, nutmeg. And even though it's not barrel proof, it has a nice little punch to it. Meaning that, you know, it gets a little bit, I detect some heat on it. To me, even though it's only 93 proof, I would think it would be 50% or maybe slightly higher. So it drinks higher. So that's a good thing as far as the proof goes. Because I can feel the heat when I took those first two sips. So if I didn't know any better, I would think it'd be over 50% or barrel proof, but it's not that. So, but all in all, the finish is kind of medium dry to me. So the finish is not quite my preference per se. I prefer it to be more of a less dry, but be it as it may, the main thing when you first get it onto is the sweet oak and the vanilla. Those are the prevalent ones I get. Then you get a hit of that spice. It does, like I said, once it goes down the hatch, it kind of dissipates, at least on my palate. So certain drams, when you have it, it lingers to maybe a minute or two afterwards. But this one, so far, maybe about 10 to 20 seconds after it's down, it kind of dissipates for me. It has like more of a dry. It doesn't linger as well, at least on my palate. But be it as it may, it's definitely, you know, a decent buy. I didn't add any water to it, so I don't really think it needs to add water. But just for review purposes, I'll just add just a dash of water just to see if it changes it in any way, shape, or form, as I don't expect it to do much. But by and large, like I said, these things, usually you get them on raffles, or depends upon what part of the country you live in. I see on certain people's page, they get this by a truckload, maybe every I say 3-4 times a year. The local stores, depending on your area. In particular, I see some people that live in Virginia and Texas that definitely get this seasonally. And normally they can come in, they can get it at retail price. You know what I mean? The very first time I had Blanton's was probably like 6-7 years ago. I got it, and at the time I was living in Pennsylvania, and I remember vividly I paid like around $75 for it. It's a state ran, so it's not like individual. It's all regulated by the state. Looked online, saw what store I had it in, so I went to the store, picked it up. It was around $75. And at that time, I didn't really care for it all that much. I remember giving it to my uncle. I drank like maybe almost half of it, and I just gave the rest of it to him. Because at that time, I was much more, and I still am into Scotch, but I prefer just well-rounded whiskeys, regardless of where they're from. But at that time, I remember vividly, I looked it up. It was $75. Drunk some of it out, and to me, I was back then. Even to this day, I was huge into Macallans, and so I was comparing to the Macallans and whatnot. And I was just like, this is not a Macallan. I guess that's an unfair fight. That's a bourbon. That's a Scotch. It's not the same. Different differences in spirits, but be it as it may, I still decide, like, you know what? I like the actual presentation. I love the bottle, and like I said, to me, it's the best buy if you can get it at rock bottom retail price. I know going in, I knew I paid what I just told you I paid for it, so I knew it wasn't going to be retail price, but it doesn't come around often around here. So and then believe it or not, on the second market, that's pretty, at least in this area, that's pretty common, which is, it sucks because I think that the second market kind of kills some of the fun in bourbon hunting. But that's another story for another day. So anyway, I added some water on it, and I'm just going to jump on his nose real quick. I'm not picking up anything different than I did before. I had a couple dashes of water, so I didn't expect it to really affect it much anyway. If anything, maybe the air made more so than the water, but exact same, nothing different on the nose. That said, let's see if this palate anything different. Water, to me, kind of, dissipates a little bit. To me, it has like a little waxy feel. I was throwing around, I got a little bit of a waxy taste to it. Just a little bit. Kind of threw me off a little bit. But anyway, all in all, in my opinion, doesn't need water. But everybody's different. Some people love to have water. Normally what I do is I chill my glasses. So if I have it in the freezer, it's already chilled, and I pour a room temperature dram inside of a frozen glass, a Glencairn glass, let it open up so it chills the spirit. It doesn't make it like super cold, but it definitely gives it a nice little chill to it. And that's good enough for me. Now, if you need more of a chill, then you can use an ice ball if you choose, or, they have, frozen metal balls, or if you don't want to pretty much dilute your spirit, they have those too. You can find them probably that online or something like that, or a nice liquor store or what have you. But to me, just the chill glass works fine. So to me, it didn't need the water. To me, it made it slightly waxy on the palate for me. I just didn't. So all in all, Blanton's, it's a decent deal. In my opinion, people have asked me before, in my comments, hey, what's your opinion of Blanton's, and do you think it's worth second market? And so to be honest, what I paid for it, would I pay $160 for this again, or $150 rather? Hell no. To me, this is not worth $150. It ain't worth $100. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad bourbon, especially if you're a rye guy. So I mean, it's not like the most heavily rye spirit, because but it does have some of that spiciness in there. But mostly what I get like is a vanilla, sweet oak. That spice I get, like I said, whether it be the allspice, cinnamon, I get those prevalent things more so than anything else. Like I said, that it's medium dry on the finish, or the finish is not very long. It does have a little bit of heat to it. So if you like a barrel, like a stronger proof, even though like I said, it's less than 50, but it's still, it drinks like a big boy. So if you can get this at a retail price, I would say why not? I mean, especially if you like collecting the bottles and stuff like that. Some people, avid collectors, love the bottles. So if you can get this for $60, I would, sure. If I found it in my local store for $60, which in Southern California, I'm not going to find it at that price. But it just hypothetically, if I did, I might go ahead and buy another bottle. I probably, it wouldn't be a routine, but maybe once a year, I may buy once a year at that price. But for the second market price, negative, not at all. So me, if I had to score this 1 out of 10, 10 being the best for me, Blanton's, I mean, it's okay. I give it a solid 6.5 on taste. Like I said, that's an average score out of a 10. That's a decent or slightly above decent. Like I said, to me, the one thing I just didn't really do it for me is just like I said, the finish was kind of short. It was okay. It's nothing bad. It didn't wow me. It's not peated. It's not super sweet. It's not super dry. It's, it has a pretty common taste. It's like one of those drams you come home to. It's like a comfort drink or something that's common. It didn't wow me. It didn't blow my socks off or anything like that. So I give it a 6.5. If you can get it, at retail price, absolutely. I think that's a pretty good buy. So like I said, it's not bad. I'm definitely not wowed by it, but it's definitely not bad either. So 6.5, above average. I like it. Blanton's on deck. Like I said, would I be getting another bottle? Only if I can get it at retail. And even then, I would probably have to find a different state. So, but anyway, I'm cool with this. I'll probably keep the bottle just for the souvenir sake. But if I don't find another one at retail, it won't hurt me at all. I promise it won't. So, but anyway, that's my take. If you like that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Likes and subscribers are for free, man. I appreciate y'all. I got more heat coming your way. Stay tuned. Drams on deck. Yes, sir.